Welcome back to Caruso Bass Guitars, and welcome back to the final installment of the Time Machine 4 build. We have all 4 prior chapters on the YouTube channel, so make sure that you check them out. They are also in the description. The links are also in the description of this video, showing you what we did to get to this point. And just to get you all caught up, at this point, the body is clear coated with a poly clear coat, and the neck is also coated with the same poly. It also has the raven black color coats on it as well. And what we're going to do here today is we're going to level wet sand, and then I'm going to take the neck down to that silky smooth fast satin finish, and then we're going to level wet sand the body and then buff it out to a high gloss mirror shine. Then later on we're going to go ahead and put everything together and assemble the bass and set it up and get our final reveal, which I'm sure everybody is anxious to see, and I'm definitely excited about getting to this stage of the game. So if you like this kind of content, if you are interested in purchasing this bass in particular, make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell so that you don't miss any other mods or builds as they come along, and I post them onto the channel as well. All right, in the meantime, I think because I'm going to have less work to do on the neck, let's get started on the neck, okay? All right, so we actually moved back inside to do this because it's, number one, it's raining, and number two, I could get better light in here now with it being overcast out there. So here's the neck. I did put some protection along the edges where the finish is naturally thinner, and we're still going to touch those. We just don't want to give it the full effect like we're doing on everything else here. So all right, so that being said, I'm going to hit this with 2000 grit actually, just to take off the shine, and then we'll go ahead and hit it with our gray Scotchbrite Pad to give it that satiny finish. So, all right. So let's do this. Get this a little bit wet here. There we go. Okay. Doing pretty good there. Go ahead and flip this over then. Not too worried about this back section because that's going to be in the body, so this doesn't really need to be that great back here, but I don't want this tape to come off, but it already feels like it's coming off. It's lost its stickiness due to the water from the other side, so hopefully it stays on long enough to do its job, which is protecting that edge. Yeah, getting there. And yeah, like I said, I don't need to get this like flat like we're going to do the body, because we want the body to be as flat as possible to get that mirror gloss finish. This we're taking down to satin, so it really doesn't matter whether it's flat. It just matters that we get an equal sheen to it up and down the neck, so that when we hit it with the Scotchbrite, we're good. Yeah, see, we're getting to the point now almost where we're starting to put some sheen back in it with the 2000. So yeah, I think we're good at that point. So yep, let's go ahead and move this over. Go ahead and knock this down. Yeah. All right. Yeah, very happy. Very happy with that. Okay. So now we have our gray Scotchbrite. Gonna wring it out here because we don't want it soaking wet. We just want it wet. And we're going to do long passes. Oh yeah. Yeah, we are getting there, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm taking my time. The last thing I want to do right now is sand through somewhere when we're this close to the finish line. I am definitely pretty happy with that. So, and there you have it. This is a satin finished neck, flat D profile. This is going to be super, super fast and super, super comfortable to play. All right. So I'll give it a wipe down with our 50% alcohol and 50% water just to get all that stuff off of there. All that soap off of there. And then we can really see what it's going to look like here. Very nice, very nice. All right. On to the body. All right, now that the neck is done, we can move on to the body. It's a little bit different strategy. And we're going to start with 1000 grit and try to remove 50 to 60% of any orange peel that we see on there or rough texture, get the nubs and nibs and all that fun stuff out of there. And as you notice, I have all the cavities taped off to prevent them from soaking up the water and possibly swallowing the wood and hurting the finish. So hopefully that doesn't happen. And actually I think I'm going to go ahead and start on the back here, I think, just because. So we're going to have to tackle this in stages. We're going to do the back, I'm going to do the front, and then we're going to do the sides. All right, now don't let the shortness of the video fool you. The wet sanding process took about 4 hours, but I'm only going to show you one grit instead of going through 6 different grits of me basically sanding the body top, the body back, and the sides. I will go ahead and include any of my editorials that I made as I was shooting the video, and if anybody is interested, I do have the raw video as well, showing that time and care was taken sanding, wiping, and checking. Usually 2 or 3 times per piece, per grit, to get the results that we have now. I'm using that reflective or angular light so we can see where we're at, see what we need to do yet, and go from there. Now this is not going to be the end step here. This is just step 1 of 6 different grits of sandpaper. And so like I said, we just want to get 50 to 60% of the way there with this. Yeah, I would say we are definitely 50% of the way there, if not more. So let's flip this over. And now the scary part. The scary part because of this. It's so much work on this top. Definitely do not want to sand through it. Have to get it level. That's how you get that mirror shine. But you do not want to sand through. Okay. Okay, and the color is a little bit easier to see where we're at here. Okay. So now we get to do the roundovers, and these, again, you just got to be really careful with. It does not take much to sand through these. So, again, just going to hit them. Just to knock it down. And then just rely on my grip process. Go ahead and take it down to where we can polish it. Yep. Oh yeah. Absolutely not much needed there. Oh my goodness. I would dare say that 1,000 grit, I'm almost done on this side, as far as the sides go and the roundovers, but of course I'm not going to do it. I will take it through the the grits as planned. Awesome. Okay, now we get to, as the guys from down in Florida who came up to StuMac to do the rattle can finish videos, which are excellent, by the way. Highly recommend them if you're going to try and do a finish on your own or with rattle cans. But as they say, try and find a way to enjoy the suck. I saved this tight bend for last because it's a pain in the butt. That just looks really, really good already on the sides. So, all right. Well, and we are on to our next grit. We're going to go up to 1200 now. Now, while they did a lot of power sanding when they did their leveling, I found that it's way too easy to go through the finish with a power sander. So I just use these because I have them left over from when I thought I was going to use them on rotary sander, which would make light work of this, but you just got to be really, really careful. It is so easy to get through the finish. So this is 1200. Nap the time. Get this soap and fine grit stuff off of there. Looking good. Looking good. So moving on, we're going to move up to 1500. And this is going to, when we're done with this, we should see no orange peel at all and an absolutely pure matte finish. This is when it really gets fun. This is when all your hard work starts paying off, and you know, you get to see, you know, what you did, what you created, and for those of you who are interested in buying this, well, you get to see how it was done, where it started from, and what it looks like now. So, yes, sir. So that is 1500 with no more orange peel and a nice matte finish going on there. So now we're going to move up to 2000, where we want to get a uniform sheen and more of a satin kind of finish, which is where the neck is right now. Although we got there a little bit different. We got there with the gray Scotchbrite Pad. All right, 2000 on the neck plate. I don't know if you heard me with that running, but as I was looking at the top part there that I had just done, I could actually see my neighbor's house in the reflection of the guitar at 2000 grit. Yeah, buddy. There it is again. Yeah, buddy. I'll take this outside. That is awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Being able to see a reflection on this body already. That is just insane. Just insane. Loving it. I wish you could see this. I really do. I said, I hope the camera's picking this up. Oh my goodness. This is making me even more excited about getting her buffed out. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Unbelievable. So now we have 3,000 and 5,000 grit Trizact to use on this. And that's the last of the sanding. Now we're already seeing a gloss on here, so we're already at least one step ahead on that. So I'm very happy with that. So this should not take long. And, you know, obviously I'm still going to go over it and make sure everything's right. And we are also going to use a random buffer on these. You know, it would really take a dummy move on my part to burn through at this point because they're so super fine, 3,000 grit and 5,000 grit. So it's gonna make some noise because I have the shop vac hooked up to here as well. Water with Dawn on there. The pad's been soaking as well. And so we're ready to go here. Okay, here we go. All right, so for the neck plate, I'm going to do this by hand, and I'm also going to do it by hand around the sides. Yep. We are definitely catching a gloss already. Okay, a quick nap to the light. Again, I'll go outside and check it, though. I'm quite pleased with it at this point, as we already know, because this is already picking up a gloss. And you can see, like I said, what it's going to look like when I buff that gloss out when the naphtha is wet. All right, folks, we are moving on to the 5,000 grit level Trizact. Okay, some water here on the body. Make some more noise. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And we are most definitely at a gloss at this point. Holy goes in you. Wow. Wow. And I haven't even buffed it yet. That is insane. Insane. Loving it. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Redonkulous. Just redonkulous. Oh my goodness. Let's hit the sides and we're going to call it done. That's all I gotta say is this thing comes out half as glossy as it looks right now with naphtha on it. Oh my goodness. You guys are in for a treat. And I think a bit of a surprise. I've been holding something back for just such an occasion. All right. Like I said, I hope the camera is picking that up. Oh my goodness. That is gloss already. And it's not even buffed yet. And it's not even buffed yet. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right. Well, next step, we're going to buff. I'm going to clean up here, and then we're going to get buffing. All right. Well, I thought this was going to be the last video in this series, but we're getting to the point where I need to wrap this video up. So if you like this kind of content, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell. So come on back to Caruso Bass Guitars for part 6, where we show the buff out, the final assembly, and the big reveal.